By any and all accounts, the shallow end of the fountain of youth is undoubtedly within reach. Modern medicine has advanced at such a rate that both lifespan and quality have doubled since the early 1900s. With all this progression and all this technology, one would be likely to assume that previously uncurable ailments and unanswerable questions within the realm of health have been fully addressed by now. And in truth, we've definitely done that to a great degree. I mean, look at things like smallpox and polio, for example. But this exponential progression has definitely not led to any kind of utopia. And there are still things that even puzzle the brightest of minds. And one of those is this: why do we lose our hair? When it comes to managing hair loss, there seems to be a nauseating amount of protocols being pushed in the mainstream. Things like oils, creams, satin pillowcases, hair concealers. Just these four mediums alone have hundreds of subsections within them. I can speak from experience when I tell you, it's beyond baffling. But in truth, where the marketing attempts to push you into a state of confusion and financial urgency, the science is the guiding light. The science says the following. It says roughly 80 to 85% of men will experience some form of hair loss in their lifetime. It says of that number, 50% will deal with it as a result of a genetic predisposition, otherwise known as androgenetic alopecia. The science will ultimately point you towards medical therapy and surgery. In other words, finasteride, minoxidil, and hair transplantation. Now listen, I have two things I'm going to confess to you, so listen up. The first is shocking. It's that I'm bald. Bald and proud. The second is that I'm young. And honestly, because of that, I'm hesitant to take any sort of medication that has even the slightest chance of hindering my ability to live my life and perform certain extracurricular activities. We'll call it horizontal cardio. If you read the empirical papers and listen to the podcast and listen to a majority of testimonials, you'll quickly learn that the chances of falling victim to these side effects is already extremely low. And if you do more reading, you can learn it can be dropped even lower if you realize that the recommended daily dose of 1 milligram is not any more or less effective than smaller doses. I'd say 0.5 or 0.2 milligrams. And that's just a science. And people much smarter than me and frankly much richer than me offer the same information for free here on YouTube. It's great. But what these people will not tell you explicitly is that there is an agenda. There is a motive. And this agenda is not just evident in the hair industry. It's in everything regarding cosmetics. Things like makeup, fitness, cosmetic surgery, implants, you can go on and on. The agenda is that those who are most insecure, the ones who are most anxious to make a drastic change to their appearance, are the best to target. Because they want to fix what they've been programmed to view as broken. And they'll do anything to fix it for good. So listen, if you're trying to improve your appearance and save your hair, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. And I mean that, truly. I mean, as I said, the science points to some of these interventions as being not only relatively safe in regard to a low chance of side effects, but effective and likely to promote further growth and prevent loss. Again, the science says that. The science that's backed by pharmaceutical conglomerates and run by profit-hungry executives who make a living off of our insecurities and ultimately our depression. It's kind of Orwellian, if you think about it. Anyway, it's fine. And if I can be serious and frank once more, it really is fine. Because at the end of the day, what's great in all of this is that you, the one watching this video, and hopefully subscribed and liking this and sharing this, you have the agency to do what you want with your body. And anyone breathing air deserves that right. And you have that right. And all I'm trying to stress in this long-winded way is that you should never let anyone monetize or pervert that agency, especially without arming yourself with knowledge first.